Hey homegirls and homeboys, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Amanda, and we're the Homicide Homegirls.
Just two best friends discussing true crime cases that they can't stop obsessing over.
If you're like us and your guilty pleasure is serial killer documentaries, whodunit mysteries, and procedural police shows, then you're in the right place.
So buckle up, Buttercup, grab an adult beverage, and get ready, because on Wednesdays, we talk murder. Hey guys.
Hey everybody.
What's up? So before we get started today, I wanted to give you guys a little update on the, I'm saying update twice, but the update episode that we put out about the Evangeline Parish triple murder episode. You know, the one where I asked listeners to write in to the parole board about Kenneth Vickers Jr. and ask that he not be granted clemency. And I am so happy to report back to you guys that the Louisiana Pardon and Parole Board denied Mr. Vickers' request for clemency. So I want to say thank you to anyone who wrote into the parole board. And I will, of course, keep you guys updated on any other developments in that case, because apparently you can request clemency like multiple times. So I'm sure all you beautiful people out there in podcast land have noticed something a little different about today's episode. Yep, there's no title, no episode summary. It's a mystery. So, as you guys may remember in our Black Dahlia episode, part 1, back in March, we announced that we were doing something a little bit different and letting our listeners vote which serial killer I should cover for my April episode. Well, you guys, that April episode is here. And we tallied up all the votes on the poll, and the winner is, drum roll, I should insert like a legit drum roll. I probably will because I'm extra. One of my friends, shout out Rainey, she really wanted the Weepy Voice Killer to win, and when she saw the picture that I chose for Joseph Roy Matheny, she was like, dude, this is not even fair. Like, everybody's gonna vote for him because of that picture. Which, I mean, I swear that's not why I picked that picture. It's like one of the first pictures that you come up when you Google him. Mm-hmm. And of course it was crazy, so I was like, well, I'm gonna use that one.
He looks like a lunatic.
Yeah, he does. So, you know, like I said, I went with that one. But anyways, our listeners have spoken, and you guys chose the cannibal, so let's get going, shall we?
He's not like the cannibal.
They call him Joseph Roy Matheny, Joseph the Cannibal Matheny. There are multiple cannibals, but
I thought Jeffrey Dahmer was the cannibal.
He's the Milwaukee cannibal?
Oh.
Yeah. This guy, I think they've called him like the Baltimore or cannibal. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer is the one, like...
Did they operate at the same time?
I think so. Was Dahmer in the early 90s?
Are you asking a wrong person? I do not keep those kind of facts up in my brain.
I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I think Dahmer was the early 90s, which was when this guy was too. So let me see. Let's see. I think he was late 80s, early 90s. Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer was 1978 to 1991. So, so he was a little bit earlier than Matheny, but we'll get there. So we usually do not give trigger warnings because this is a true crime podcast, and if you're listening, you're probably into some pretty wild shit like us. But this is just one of those cases where I feel the need to just give an open disclaimer that this case deals with heavier topics such as cannibalism and potential forced cannibalism.
So you're telling me I shouldn't have had a sirloin for dinner?
Right. Are you sure that was,
yes.
cow?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So listener discretion is advised, and as always, this is a judgment-free zone, so if you want to bow out now, that's totally fine, but this is your one and only trigger warning, so don't come for me if you decide to continue listening and get grossed out during the episode, because I tried to tell you.
I don't know, we've covered Zach and Addie, although he didn't eat her, but,
Yeah. he claims he
And
didn't.
Catherine Knight, so.
Oh, yeah, we have covered cannibals, huh?
Well, allegedly.
Alleged cannibal. This is also alleged, too. All right, so let's add a new state to our list today. We're heading to Maryland to discuss the serial killer nicknamed the Cannibal, Joseph Roy Matheny, who was convicted of murdering 2 women in the 90s, but has claimed responsibility for as many as 10 victims. But police have never been able to corroborate all those claims.
Like, why would you go out of your way to be like, yep, it was 37 people?
Some people just want the notoriety and the attention. That's like people confessing.
Can't relate.
That's like people confessing to, you know how many people have confessed to the JonBenet murder?
Yeah.
That, like, are full of shit?
All of them.
All of them, right. Because we all know who it is, and I will not say his name because I'm not trying to get sued.
Come for us.
No, please don't. Okay, so like many serial killers, Matheny had a reportedly rough childhood. He was born March 2nd, 1955 in Essex, Maryland, and he was one of 6 children. That's like a lot of kids. Like, I can't handle my 2. I can't imagine 6.
Can't relate.
That's like your favorite phrase now. So Matheny has alleged that he grew up in a very poor West Virginia family, and he told his lawyer that he was often neglected as a child, and he was sent to various foster-like homes by his parents, which I'm not even sure what that means. What the fuck is a foster-like home?
I don't give a shit, dude. That's not an excuse, but go on.
Matheny also told his lawyer that his parents were dead, and he claimed that both his parents were dead, and during his trial, he told his lawyer that his mother was dead, but that proved to be untrue. His mother was alive. His mother, Jean B. Matheny, told the Baltimore Sun, quote, "Maybe he just wishes I was. He pushed his family away a long time ago," end quote.
Who's Jane? Oh, his mom.
His mom. Yeah. Although Matheny describes his childhood as troubled, his mother does not remember it that way. She claimed her son was a normal boy while he was growing up. Quote, "He was smart and had a good childhood. If he was neglected, it was his own fault. It was a pretty good home," end quote. She's like savage.
Wait, okay. So if he was
neglected, it was his own fault.
So he can't take accountability for his own actions?
Nope. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Right. I like how she was like, basically like it sounded like he isolated himself maybe, yeah, the way she said that. And she also claimed that none of her children were ever placed in any homes other than hers, like foster or otherwise. Like, she's like, that's absolutely not true.
So he's a habitual liar too.
Yes. So according to Jean Matheny, her husband was a laborer, and the couple struggled to make ends meet, so they moved to Essex shortly before Joseph Matheny was born. His father was tragically killed in a car accident when Joseph was only 6 years old. And according to Jean, the whole family took the dad's death pretty hard. And I could not find his name, like, anywhere, which I thought was weird. I have no idea what his dad's name was, which made me really mad. But his mom said, quote, "It was very hard on me. I had to work to support the family, and I did everything I could to keep my kids together," end quote.
6 of them, right?
Yeah, 6. 6 kids.
Definitely will never relate.
No. So in her effort to support her children after her husband's death, Jean worked as a waitress, a barmaid, and a canteen truck driver who delivered lunches to workers at a shipyard. So, like a food truck, before food trucks were like a thing.
So, a canteen
truck driver. Yeah, she delivered like lunches to workers at a shipyard. Like I said, a food truck before a food truck was a thing.
Or like DoorDash.
Oh, yeah. She said, quote, "We weren't rich, but we always had something to eat and a roof over our heads, and I never went on welfare," end quote.
So Joseph sounds like a ungrateful little fuck.
And a big-ass liar. Yeah. According to his mother, Joseph loved riding bikes, was an above-average student, and never got into fights with other children. Quote, "He wasn't a mean kid at all. He was always polite to everybody," end quote.
A true psychopath.
Right. At the age of 18, Matheny joined the army and was stationed in Germany. Matheny told his lawyer that he served in Vietnam where he became addicted to heroin. But her face.
What? Okay.
Right,
that escalated rather quickly.
What kind of army are you in?
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
But his mother has been quoted saying she didn't recall her son ever having served in Vietnam.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He be lying?
Why you always lying?
I can't keep up.
I know. The lies.
Yeah.
According to Jean Matheny, her son didn't call or write her much after he left home, and their relationship was eventually non-existent. Matheny had not spoken to his mother for 10 years when he was arrested, and she told the Baltimore Sun, quote, "He just kept drifting further and further away. I think the worst thing that ever happened to him was drugs. It's a sad, sad story," end quote.
I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say he was born a fucking psychopath.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because the lies from jump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who lies about being a veteran?
Oh, he was in the army.
Oh, he was? Okay.
He was definitely in the army, and he was in Germany at one point, but he said he was in Vietnam, and his mom was like, I don't ever remember him being in Vietnam.
Oh, God. You might as well say you were in World War II, sir.
Yeah, but, like, then again, if he really didn't have a relationship with his mom, would she really have known if he was in Vietnam? You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But he's a piece of trash anyway.
Oh, he is. He's an absolute piece of shit. So, I couldn't find that much information on this, but I've seen in several places that Matheny had an 11 or 12-year-old son in foster care at the time that he was arrested in 98. It was also reported that he had like an ex-wife or an ex-old lady, like the mother of his son. What?
Bitch, you just did not say that on this podcast.
What? Ex-old lady? Bitch, that's what he calls her. You'll see. But I'll come back to that.
Bless it.
Huh?
Bless it.
Matheny also had a history of being homeless at various points in his life after he returned from the military. He had lived in vacant houses in Brooklyn, under the Patapsco River Bridge in Tent City, which is like what you would think, a bunch of like tents.
New Orleans has one of those. New Orleans has a tent city.
Yeah, people get real angry about it.
I'm angry about what?
The tent city that exists.
In New Orleans?
Yeah, because people are living in the tents under the bridge. Like, where do you want them to go, sir?
You sound like a bunch of entitled assholes.
Exactly. So then Joe Matheny moved into a trailer on the grounds of the pallet company that he was working for at the time of his arrest. So he started that pallet company in like 1988. So he'd been there for like 10 years by the time he was arrested. He lived in like a literal mobile home, like a 1-bedroom, like tiny trailer. So, yeah. At the time he committed his crimes, Matheny was 6'1" tall and weighed a whopping 450 pounds. That is terrible. Like, that's scary. Like, he's huge. I don't mean like
ugly, yeah.
No, I don't mean like fat or anything. Like, he was just like a big, large human being.
That ate people, but go on.
Exactly. So, despite his large size, Matheny was given the nickname Tiny by his friends and coworkers. And coworkers were actually shocked when they learned what he had done. Joe Stein III, the son of the owner of the pallet company where Matheny worked, said Matheny, quote, "had a temper once in a while, but you never thought he'd go that far with anything. Now, nothing surprises me," end quote.
They be the ones.
I was about to say, it's always the ones. Like, you would never think.
I don't know, that picture, man. That's all I have in my brain right now, and it's like...
And that was him in prison.
The picture?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a button-up?
Yeah, it was blue jeans. Sometimes they wear, like blue jean type clothes. Like, it wasn't a jumpsuit. It was like a two-piece. Oh, God, can you imagine him in a jumpsuit?
Oh, my God.
Like
a romper?
A romper.
A rompim?
Like the penguin on Batman.
Wait.
Danny DeVito.
So, that picture of him
Mm-hmm.
that we will probably, like...
Maybe we'll post.
Yeah. It was like he looked hungry for flesh.
I think he did that on purpose. I think he was one of those that likes the attention and the notoriety, and so he tried to be extreme, you know? But he's also a liar, so it's like, well...
But he for real ate people.
He says he did.
Oh.
We'll get there. So...
But like Dahmer ate people for real, right?
No, Dahmer, this is different.
Like, no question.
Yeah, they found like penises in Dahmer's refrigerator. They found a severed head in Dahmer's refrigerator. Why are you laughing? Because he just got penises in his fridge?
He took...
I'm serious.
Y'all going to hell. He took joke on a dick seriously.
Joke.
Oh, fuck,
God.
Man.
Yeah. He was like real fucked up. Like, he was trying to make like sex zombies.
No.
I swear to God.
With severed penises?
No, not with severed penises. No, he would literally like, I think he
send
tried
him
to
a bag of dicks.
bag of actual dicks.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell.
Can you fucking imagine?
Bitch.
I'm leaving all this shit in there too.
Oh my God.
No, he was like trying to create. No, he was literally.
If y'all know where I can get some, I'd like to send
Oh
them.
my God. Please don't send us a bag of dicks.
Brittany, get your neighbor.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyways, back to Matheny. I'm sorry, y'all.
Brittany, get your neighbor.
What if he had to sign for her?
What is this? I don't know. It's a bag of fucking dicks. Oh God. Anyways, Matheny was employed as a forklift operator, making just $7 an hour. But his low wages did not stop him from getting his fix. According to the Baltimore Sun, Matheny frequented bars around Washington Boulevard in South Baltimore, where he spent most of his money on crack, heroin, or Southern Comfort, SoCo. Is that whiskey?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's its own thing.
Oh, okay.
It's good with lime. With lime.
Oh.
I made SoCo lime jello shots one time. They were delicious.
It is, so Southern Comfort is whiskey?
Oh, this is interesting.
What?
Southern Comfort is an American fruit-flavored liqueur with fruit and spice accents. The brand was originally created by bartender Martin Wilkins Heron in New Orleans in 1874 and originally used whiskey as the base spirit. So maybe it's not whiskey.
That's cool.
No,
I
it's
didn't realize
fruit-flavored
that.
liqueur now, but it used to be whiskey.
It's what liqueur? Oh, fruit-flavored liqueur.
flavored.
But it started out as a whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, that was his drink of choice, SoCo. So yeah.
All roads lead back to Louisiana.
Yeah, that's nuts. Anyway, so on December 8th, 1996, 37-year-old Rita Kemper went to Matheny's mobile home to do drugs with him. However, Kemper quickly felt a dark shift in the mood when Matheny held her against her will, demanded sex, and then threatened to sodomize her. No, sir. Not okay. So, Rita Kemper testified at Matheny's eventual trial that she was terrified that she was going to die that December night when her friendship with Matheny turned out to be anything but friendly. So, the two had become friends over the fall of 1996 and had bonded while using cocaine together.
What a precious moment.
Hey, you know, I try not to judge. However, Kemper said the two never had a sexual relationship. Like, they literally just did drugs together. Anyway.
I'm just...
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen what he looks like?
Right.
I'm judging.
Right. So, according to Kemper's testimony, Matheny hit her twice and then ordered her to take her pants off. She immediately took off running through the trailer's door, but the 6'1", 450-pound Matheny chased her down, choked her, and drug her back into the trailer.
That make a run?
I guess so.
See,
He probably took 3 steps and he was on top of her.
People.
The not so jolly green giant.
Yeah, so if I were ever in a position like that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm killing you.
Right.
I'll pluck your whole eyeball out.
Well, spoiler alert. She lives.
Good.
She lives.
But I'm twisting your dick. I am going to kill you. Whether you bleed out, I'm a ruthless bitch.
I'm twisting your dick.
Like, and I'm gonna put it in Dahmer's collection. No, but like, I don't know if it's because I grew up with all boys and I'm like, it made me tougher. Like,
yeah.
But I'm not fucking around with nobody. Like, I just,
yeah.
But on top of learning the women's self-defense stuff, like,
yeah,
bitch, you going down.
Right. We need to host like a homicide homegirls self-defense class.
The thing is, I don't want to do it super publicly because you don't want guys to learn the tactics.
That's true. We'll have to do a super secret one.
Yeah, like I wouldn't advertise the location. I wouldn't
right.
do a video.
Yeah. I didn't think about it like that. That's a good point, though.
Mm-hmm. That's how we did our classes at the sheriff's office. We never advertised where it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, and for safety reasons, too. Like,
yeah. But.
That's interesting. So, once they were back in the trailer, Matheny forcefully removed Kemper's pants, but she was not going down like this, and she kept fighting, and she escaped through a window, and she ran for help. And it was Rita Kemper's escape that eventually led to Matheny being considered a suspect in the killings of 3 other women. And, like, it just kind of makes you think, like, what if she hadn't escaped and he had succeeded in killing her?
Yeah.
Like, how many more people would he have murdered?
Well, there was another case, like, kind of like, if such and such didn't happen.
Right. I feel like a lot of them are like
yeah.
that. Yeah. It's just really scary to think about, like, how many more people he could have killed, you know?
Right.
Joseph Roy Matheny was arrested around 1:30 a.m. on December 15th, 1996. So it was about a week after
it was
Rita escaped. Yeah. And he was arrested as he left a Christmas party, like his work Christmas party.
Ho, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Happy Hanukkah. Fucking asshole.
So he was arrested by the Baltimore City Police Department and an FBI task force. So I guess after Rita reported him, they teamed up and were working together to catch him. The owner of the pallet company where Matheny worked and lived, Joseph E. Stein, 61, was also charged with being an accessory after the fact of homicide for allegedly disposing of evidence.
Shut the fuck up. You motherfucker. How?
His son, the one I mentioned earlier, that said the quote about how he had a temper, but like he didn't think he would do that.
Same.
Yeah. He swore that his dad wasn't involved. But he was also arrested at the same time as Matheny. Like they picked them
Christmas
both
party?
up. Leaving the Christmas party. Yep.
Jump out, boys. Wait, so what evidence did he dispose of?
See, I don't know. It like there wasn't much about that. And Stein had 2 previous convictions for arson and theft in 1985 and 1988 respectively.
Arson.
And
it's what he lit on fire.
I don't know. I'm not sure whatever happened with his charge, but I wanted to include it because, you know.
Oh, you don't have like a disposition?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find anything, so maybe they just dropped the charges. But I think Matheny even said like he wasn't involved. But you're also a fucking liar, so. According to a November 1998 Baltimore Sun article, former Baltimore City police officer Timothy Utzig testified that he was part of the team who took Matheny in upon his arrest. And according to Officer Utzig, Matheny told him, quote, "You don't have to be scared," end quote. And when the officer replied, you know, "No, I'm not. I'm not scared," Matheny said, quote, "you ought to be," end quote, as he sat handcuffed and shackled in the back of the police car.
Is that intimidation?
Yeah, like that's creepy, and like it sort of gives you an idea of like the psyche of this guy. Like he tells the officer, "Oh, you don't have to be scared." But then when the officer's like, "Yeah, I'm not," he's like, "Oh, well, you should be." Like he's pissed off, you know?
Like he was
Like
trying
he wants
to.
him.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah, like he wants him to say that he's scared.
I'm shaking in my boots.
I'm
Fuck
pretty
you,
sure.
dude.
I'm trying to. I don't know if I don't know why I didn't actually include this, but I read so many articles. I'm pretty sure they had to use like multiple pairs of handcuffs on him because he was so big. Yeah, but like I think that was likely just his attempt to like establish dominance and try to intimidate the police officer. Is that not a charge? Intimidating a police officer?
No.
No.
I think
He's just being an asshole.
no, I think that the charge I'm thinking of is maybe intimidating a witness.
Oh, yeah.
Is public and I don't think public I think I'm thinking of public intoxication.
That's a whole different.
Yeah.
So
You sure he wasn't on meth? He put the meth in Matheny.
Bitch. That was a good one. So Joseph Matheny met 45-year-old sex worker Catherine Magaziner in July 1994 while out at a bar. And according to Matheny's confession and court documents, he took Magaziner to his one-room trailer around 8 or 9 p.m. And his trailer was parked along the south fence at Joe Stein & Son Pallet Company, where he was employed as a forklift operator. And also,
I cannot get over the fact that he's a forklift operator because
how does he fit?
No, I hire for forklift operators all the time. So it's like.
But really, like, I'm not trying to be ugly, but like, I feel like forklift cabs are not spacious.
Well, most of them are like the regular standard ones are open.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like a cubby hole.
A cubby hole. This episode is off the rails, bro. Yeah. According to court documents, the closest residential development to the pallet company was about 2 blocks away. And if you ask me, that made Matheny's trailer the perfect place to take victims that he planned to rape and murder because there wouldn't be anyone around to hear screams or like any type of struggle.
He was an incel.
Yeah, he's like the definition of an incel.
Without
For
the,
sure.
I feel like that word today is more like your nerdy computer people. So like not in that sense.
But he's an incel.
But nobody fucking wanted him.
Right.
Including his mom. I'm just kidding.
Including his mom, is that what you said? According to Matheny, he and Magaziner had consensual sex in his trailer while she was partially clothed. After being in his trailer for about an hour, Matheny strangled Magaziner with his hands and then with an extension cord. And he removed the rest of her clothing from her body and stole her purse. He then buried Catherine Magaziner in a shallow grave on the grounds of Joe Stein & Son Pallet Company and buried her clothing and purse in a separate secondary location.
I wonder if that's where that charge stemmed from.
What charge?
The dad. The tampering or evidence charge.
I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't really. I think they dropped it eventually, so I don't really.
I mean, he should have noticed some freshly dug dirt.
And it was literally like 40 feet from his trailer. Like it was not far. You idiot. Like 40 feet from your trailer?
Like that's from here to the washing machine.
I know. It'd be like me burying somebody in my backyard right there. Like what the hell? So Matheny later admitted to police that after the body had been buried for approximately 6 months, he dug up and removed the victim's skull, sexually violated it, then threw it into a trash box and brought it somewhere in Oxford, Pennsylvania, and buried it.
Bitch, I'm out.
Would it not be skeletal at that point?
Mm-hmm.
How is...
I want to vomit a little.
Yeah.
Because what got me is he sexually violated a skull.
Mm-hmm. Amanda's out. Her Uber's here. She's leaving.
No,
Yeah.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
So during his...
Ew. Ew.
Yeah, gross. I know. During his confession, Matheny drew a map, like a crude map for investigators, which depicted the location where he had buried Magaziner's body. But Matheny's map was not accurate because the search team...
Because he can't read.
Because he can't read. Because the search team did not locate the body of the victim at first. So then, detectives obtained permission from the court to bring Matheny back to Joe Stein & Son Pallet Company in order to assist in locating the victim's body.
Oh, so at first they did it without him, with the assistance of the bogus map.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they didn't find it, they were like, bitch, you coming.
Right. You want to bet that he did that shit on purpose? To go on a field trip?
Oh, fucking wild goose chase.
Right.
That's probably why.
Mm-hmm. So Matheny pointed out an area approximately 10 feet from where his map originally listed the victim's remains. An excavation team was assembled and started the process of attempting to recover Magaziner's remains at the spot Matheny pointed out. Skeletal remains later identified to be Catherine Magaziner were located by the excavation team, with the exception of the victim's skull, which was missing as Matheny claimed it would be.
So that part of the story lined up. I was hoping he was making that shit up.
No.
Ew.
Matheny also told investigators where he had buried the victim's clothing and purse. However, those items were never located. Like, it wasn't on the property. It was somewhere else.
I mean, did they, like, tear up the whole property? Or did they
I don't know.
give up after?
I don't know. Maybe they use, like, ground-penetrating radar. But I know that's not always, like, accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The skeletal remains were recovered and then transported to the office of the chief medical examiner for further analysis. The remains were eventually positively identified as those of Catherine Magaziner via dental records. Dr. William C. Rodriguez, an expert in forensic anthropology, wrote a report dated February 10th, 1997, that stated in part, quote, "The absence of the cranium and position of the mandible and right
Wait. So they recovered the skull?
Mm-mm.
So how they got dental records?
Oh, wait. You know what? I'm sorry. It wasn't the skull. It was the cranium. Like, the top of her head was missing. Like, they had her mandible. Like, her jaw.
Oh.
They had her bottom jaw. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oops. I'm sorry. I said that
So
wrong.
they had he disposed of the top jaw up.
Yeah.
Because that's separate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess as you decompose, it would separate.
Well, it's not, it's only connected by, I only know this because I had to do oral surgeon consultation. And like, you know how you can move your bottom jaw side to side? You can't do it to your top jaw. I mean, it's all connected.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry. Don't come
I was
me.
like, wait. And I was like reading back, like, did I miss something?
No, it was her cranium that was missing. So her mandible, her jawbone was still there. So that's how they had
the bottom teeth dental records. Got it.
Yeah. Bitch, my dumb ass was
I was finna let you get away with it.
And I wrote this whole thing and I reread it earlier and it didn't even register. So, sorry.
My bad.
It's fine. So, Dr. William C. Rodriguez, who's an expert in forensic anthropology, wrote a report dated February 10th, 1997 that stated in part, quote, "The absence of the cranium and position of the mandible and right humerus is indicative of the remains having been disturbed prior to this excavation," end quote. So, he basically was just like, yeah, like, she wasn't just buried and left alone. So, it kind of gives some clout to what's the word I'm looking for? Some truth validity to, thank you, brain fart, to what Matheny said, that he did disturb her grave. And not only did you murder this woman, you disturbed her grave.
And retrieved her whole ass head.
And what?
Retrieved her whole ass head.
Right.
That's nasty.
Right. Dr. Rodriguez estimated that the victim had been deceased for approximately 2 to 3 years, which tracks because this was in 98. And I think he said it was like 94 or 96, somewhere in there that he met her.
Wait, so he went back 6 months after to get the skull.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Oh, wait, I lied. It wasn't 98. He went to trial in 98. I'm confusing myself. So it was December of 96 when he got arrested. Yeah. So it was December of 96 when he got arrested, and forensic anthropologist said that he estimated she had been dead for like 2 to 3 years, which tracks because he said that it was like July of 94.
So
like
how did
2.5 years.
they zero in on him as far as... Did I miss that? As far as Catherine Magaziner. What, it was after the Kemper?
Rita Kemper. So what happened is Rita Kemper went to the police, and that led to him being a suspect.
Okay.
And another girl that I'm going to talk about in a
second. And from that point on, so around the time he got arrested for Rita Kemper,
he never left jail.
That was 2 to 3 years after.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
Yeah. Sorry. So, Dr. Margarita Carell, MD, assistant medical examiner with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, performed the autopsy of Catherine Magaziner on December 19th, 1996. And based on the autopsy as well as circumstances surrounding the victim's death per investigators, Dr. Carell concluded that Magaziner's cause of death was most likely asphyxia, which can be caused by strangulation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe her head was ever located. Like, to this day.
Ew.
Her head, her purse, and her clothing have never been found. Mm-hmm. And
ugh,
yeah,
like, what if somebody came across? Ugh.
Oh, I know. According to court documents...
oh, my God. What if they think it's just Halloween decorations? Good God.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's late. My mind wanders.
Yeah, I as much as I'm into true crime, I truly hope I never find a dead body. Like, I can't imagine that.
Can't relate. I mean, I didn't find it.
But
I was
you were
on the search and rescue crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely went on scene after.
Yeah.
So.
Yikes.
And he had been there for a couple weeks.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Is it true what they say? Like, the smell...
I was outside.
Yeah.
In the swamp.
And it's in this... Like, it's in...
I can smell it right now.
Yeah, like, you'll never forget.
Never.
And it's unmistakable.
Yep.
That's the word I've been looking for the past, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's, like, we stepped out of the unit, and I could, like, it was, like, consuming the whole area outside.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Not fun.
No. So, according to court documents, when Matheny was asked by investigators why he murdered Catherine Magaziner, he replied, quote, sense of power. I don't know. Vulnerable. I dreaded I got a rush out of it. Got a high out of it. Call it what you want. I had no real excuse why other than I like to do it. I don't know how to describe it, end quote.
Wait, so at this point, was he still a drug user?
Yeah. Well, he was in prison, but...
No. Like...
At the time of the murders?
Yes.
When he murdered her?
When he was murdering.
Yes. Yeah.
So
he
that's
was like a
probably...
habitual.
Yeah, that's probably a high that you can't get from street drugs.
Well, and when you're... A lot of times when your drug of choice, whether it be alcohol... Like you said, street drugs, cigarettes, whatever, stops working.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you look for other things. And in his case, he found murder.
I wonder if he committed those murders while high.
He
and not
says
just
he did.
like elevated it.
Yeah. He says he was.
Whatever.
Yeah. But like, that's an escalation. Like to go from cocaine to murder. Cocaine.
Yeah, I thought cocaine was supposed to be a happy drug.
Yeah. It is. It's an upper. But apparently it doesn't last very long.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know personally either, but that's what I've read.
That's what Dad said.
Yeah. So, we're going to go back in time like a month. On November 11th, 1996, 23-year-old Kimberly Ann Spicer was reported missing by her mother, Kathy Price. According to the Baltimore Sun, Kimberly Spicer had been struggling with a crack cocaine problem prior to her disappearance. Also, according to the Baltimore Sun, Kimberly Spicer had gotten into a small argument with her mother when she was upset about the death of her uncle, her mom's brother, on November 2nd from a heroin overdose, and she stormed out of the home, and that was the last time that Kathy Price saw her daughter alive. According to Kathy, quote, "When we had an argument, she would leave but always come back, but she must have run into him on the boulevard," end quote. How heart-wrenching is it that the last time Kathy saw her daughter alive was when they were arguing? Like,
life's too short.
I know, like, I feel like we hear that a lot in these cases, but it's always, like, really sad, like, every time. You know, it doesn't matter how much I hear it, it's always sad, you know? Spicer's body was eventually located a little over a month later on December 15th, 1996. So this was after he, I think, maybe that was the day he was arrested.
It was, because
he was arrested at like 1:30 in the morning.
The 8th and then the 15th.
Yeah. Her body was found wrapped in a red tarp under a trailer less than 10 feet from Matheny's trailer.
Ew.
Right. Police hypothesized that Spicer was murdered in Matheny's trailer home. According to lead detective Homer Pennington, it appeared that furniture had been removed from Matheny's trailer and attempts had been made to clean up bloodstains. And I use the term furniture very loosely here. You want to know what was in his trailer?
Please tell me his mattress was on the floor. Please.
So, the Baltimore Sun reported Matheny's trailer included 2 chairs, a couch, a TV, and an electric heater. That's a fire waiting to happen.
Sounds like a real bachelor pad.
Right. Did he just like sleep on the couch? I wonder.
Wait,
like,
he didn't have a bedroom?
I don't know. That's why I'm wondering now. Did he just sleep on the couch?
I wonder if he made a pallet. Get it?
Oh, because it's a pallet company.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
I'm so dumb.
According to police, Spicer met Matheny at a tavern shortly before she was stabbed, resulting in her death. He stabbed her.
He dabbled in it all.
Matheny confessed on tape a day after Spicer's body was found that he, quote, "stabbed her to death with a black-handled knife and kept her body hidden," end quote.
Yeah, hidden in plain sight.
Well, it was. I think it was buried in a red tarp. I think it was buried. Well, it was under a trailer, but I don't know if it was buried.
Usually trailers are like off the ground, and I don't think he could really get. I mean, he's a big dude. I don't think he could really get up under it to dig a hole.
That's true. So maybe
he probably just like, you know, that what's it called?
Tarp?
That lattice work or the
yeah.
skirting.
Yeah, and just hit her right there. But again,
hidden in plain sight.
But again, the smell.
I know, that's what I said ew earlier.
Only a month.
Because the trailer was 10 feet from his.
Yeah. Can you imagine the people working at that pallet company if they were going in and out of that trailer every day?
Who lived in that trailer?
I don't know if anybody lived in it.
But I mean, like the neighbors.
Like, it wasn't a trailer park.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, he lived on the grounds of the pallet company that he worked for.
Oh, so they just had a random extra trailer?
I get. Well, maybe it was like their office. You know, like some construction type sites like that just have like a trailer as like their office. Because, you know, the owner agreed to let Matheny live there, I guess, for free. He put his trailer there. The closest residential building was like 2 blocks away. So, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that is a long. When you think about like hearing somebody scream, that's a long ways away. You know,
bitch, not me. You gonna hear this mouth,
right? According to Kimberly's mother, quote, "Kim had her problems, but she was a battler, always struggling with her problems and hoping to turn the corner. I guess that's the kind of person he preyed on," end quote.
That's the kind of person he was. What you mean?
Huh? That's the kind of person he preyed on.
Right, but he was that kind of person too with his drugs.
No, but I feel like he wasn't trying to get clean. I think she meant like Kim was trying to get clean.
Oh.
That's what she meant by like a battler, like always trying to turn the corner, like to get over like her addiction and stuff. And as if this poor woman hadn't been through enough, her husband, Kimberly's stepfather, passed away after having a heart attack on the first day of Matheny's trial for the murder of his stepdaughter.
Oh my God.
I know. Kathy said, quote, "I'm sure the stress added to it. God is upholding me. I know Kimberly is in heaven now and my husband's there with her," end quote. It's so sad.
Man, fuck this dude.
Right? Matheny was also originally charged with the murder of a third woman, 28-year-old Toni Lynn Ingracia. Tony's body was found in 1994, dumped on the side of I-95 near Caton Avenue, which is apparently close to where Matheny was working and living when he was arrested.
He was just reckless. He didn't care.
Yeah. Tony had been stabbed and strangled. However, these charges were eventually dropped because there was insufficient evidence for prosecutors to obtain a conviction. And I've searched and I could not find anything else about whether or not anyone had been ever brought to justice for her murder, and I don't think so.
That's sad.
I know it makes me really sad. There was like a lot of quotes from her dad, and it just broke my heart. You know, her dad was like, "I can't imagine what she went through."
Right.
You know, and just to be dumped on the side of the road like a piece of trash, you know? On November 17th, 1997, Joseph Matheny was found not guilty of the attempted murder of Rita Kemper.
What?
Just wait.
Fuck that.
Right.
I quit.
Right. The jury did, however, find him guilty of assault, kidnapping, and a sex offense related to the events of December 8th, 1996, which we discussed already. Oh yeah, I'm about to make you real mad. Just wait. Hold your comments.
I'm literally trying to wrap my brain around what you just
wait.
said.
Wait till I read you what some of these asshole jurors had to say. According to a November 18th, 1997 Baltimore Sun article, jurors did not know that Matheny was also suspected of murdering two women, and most of them believed, quote, "There was more to the case than what they heard during the trial, but based on the evidence that was presented, the state did not prove that he was going to kill Kemper," end quote. Prosecutors originally attempted to lump all three cases together, Rita Kemper, Catherine Magaziner, and Kimberly Spicer, but a judge ruled that the following statement Kemper made to police could not be presented in court. She told police that Matheny told her, quote, "I'm going to kill you and bury you in the woods with the other girls," end quote.
Why couldn't that be?
So the judge ruled that although the statement could support like the prosecution's argument that he intended to kill her, the information would likely prejudice a jury against him. So they didn't
No. Fuck that.
Right.
No.
Mm-hmm. If anyone deserves to be prejudiced against, it's him.
No. I mean, but if he fucking said that, that has nothing to do with being prejudiced.
Right.
You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Some jurors also reportedly struggled with being sympathetic to Rita Kemper due to the fact that she admitted on the stand that she was sharing drugs with Matheny.
So fucking what?
That's irrelevant.
Very.
She was there to share drugs, not be held against her will, raped and murdered.
If I showed up to somebody's house naked, that still doesn't give them the right to touch to anything. I can walk down the street naked, and
right.
It doesn't give anybody the right to rape anybody. That's stupid.
We're stupid.
I just brought that back.
Yeah. But like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, I low-key blame the prosecution. I feel like that's a pretty important question that they should have asked potential jurors during jury selection. Basically, like, can you accept the fact that someone is a drug user, but also can be a victim? You know?
Right.
Like, jurors also said they didn't believe Kemper would have been able to get away from Matheny if he was so determined to kill her. Again, I say, what the fuck?
But she didn't get away the first time. He drug her back.
Right. They meant like at all, I guess. But like, maybe she was just more determined to live than he was determined to kill her.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
ridiculous.
That is. Like, where did you find these fucking crackerjack box jurors?
And this is in Pennsylvania.
Maryland.
Oh yeah, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Just kidding.
Yeah. Like, that's so frustrating. And one juror was quoted as saying, quote, "I didn't feel the man was guilty. The man is not going to let you jump out of the window," end quote. You know what? I am a huge believer in you do not know how you'll react in a situation until you're in that situation. So these jurors can all go fuck themselves. Sorry, not sorry.
That
I had go to hell in my script, but you know what?
I'm gonna one up that.
Yeah, exactly. Cuz like that is ridiculous. Like that poor woman. So he's still
Hold on, I'm still like digesting.
right.
Like, first of all, you didn't feel like I'm sorry, I didn't know feelings were involved here.
Right.
I thought it was facts.
Exactly.
I just hit the mic.
It's fine. Yeah. I know.
Ugh. This should no. Those
No, I know.
jurors.
I know. So, but a little bit of a good thing that happened. On January 8th, 1998, Baltimore Circuit Judge John N. Privas sentenced Matheny to the maximum sentence of 50 years in prison for assault, kidnapping, and a sex offense. The judge described Matheny as unrepentant and dangerous. The judge stated he wanted to prevent Matheny, quote, from doing this to anyone else, at least in my lifetime, end quote. Privas also took into consideration Matheny's criminal history, which included assaults during bar fights and Matheny hitting a woman in the head with a bottle while he was in the army. The second incident earned Matheny a court-martial, which, according to Google, is a judicial court for trying members of the armed